Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondinauthor. I'm the author of Heal Yourself, A Return to Wholeness, the Integration of Body, Mind, Soul, and Spirit. I'm also the author of Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love. All of my books are available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. If you're new to my channel, welcome! Thank you for subscribing below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. I do readings, 30, 60, and 90-minute readings, romance, twin flame, life path, and purpose, general readings, New Year's readings. You can book that at my brand new website. Check it out, michellefondinauthor.com. This is the Twin Flame weekly tarot reading, messages for divine feminine, divine masculine, and the couple. Today is Monday, January 11th, 2021, 1/11/2021. How are you doing, Twin Flame? Tomorrow, we do have the new moon in Capricorn, which is a bit of a challenging new moon, almost like the stern father. So I am super duper interested in seeing which cards come out, especially for the divine masculine twin flames in this collective. It should be interesting. So as usual, I like to say a prayer over the cards. Dear God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Mother Mary, archangels, angels of God, twin flames, guardian angels, let this reading be of the highest light and love of God the Father. Let it bring light, love, and truth to everyone involved. Archangel Michael, please stand guard, casting away any lower energies with your sword of light. Romance angels and twin flame angels, please help us understand what twin flames need to know this week to learn and to grow. We're going to start with the divine feminines. Oops, that card just flew out. So you know what? It's weird. I haven't shuffled much, but I'm actually going to take it because that was a little bit bizarre. And we are going to take one. This is the Fairy Tarot. If you have not yet viewed my Divine Feminine reading I did for Friday, just last Friday, just a few days ago, go ahead and check that out. I will actually put the link up above here. It was an amazing reading. It came out, and see, these cards are flying today. I don't know what's happening. There's such... The energy is really crazy today. I don't know what's going on. The Divine Feminine reading, as I mentioned, was a really, really good reading. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but I really, really liked the outcome of it. So you can go ahead and check that one out. I'm not sure when I'll do another Divine Feminine reading. It might be next week. We'll see. So this is for Divine Feminines, Guardian Angels. I guess a lot of very jumpy messages for Divine Feminines. I'm also going to take one card from the Oracle deck that my sister and I did. Our Kickstarter didn't make it this time around, but we're going to do some research. And we're going to relaunch that Kickstarter probably in a couple of months, so stay tuned. So this is for Divine Feminines. What do Divine Feminines need to know to learn and to grow? And we are going to take for Divine Masculine, the angel messages, the angel tarot messages. What are these angel tarot messages for divine masculines, twin flame guardian angels? What do they need to know? So not quite as jumpy for DMs, not quite as jumpy as they were for divine feminines. We're gonna get for the Fairy Tarot for divine masculine as well. Divine masculines, what are they needing to know to learn and grow? Whoops, that one was kind of, kind of quick to come out. And we're gonna get one from the Angel Answers deck. So Divine Masculine Twin Flames, what are they learning this week? And we're gonna go for the Twin Flame couple now. We're gonna pick an Angel Tarot for the Twin Flame couple here. And I know a lot of you get super duper impatient because you're like, come on, just start the reading already. Put this timestamp for the reading already. And as I mentioned, gosh, I probably mentioned this like 5 or 6 weeks ago. And I said, this is a really good time to center yourself and to get into a meditative state so you can be open to receiving the messages that you must receive for this reading. Because if you're in a frenzied state, or if you're in an ego state, because the ego's impatient, right? If you're in an ego state where you're like, come on, let's get moving. We gotta go. We gotta get this reading because I have other readings to attend to, right? When we're in that state, we're not open to receiving, right? We might receive a little bit, but we're not as open to receiving. So let's keep it patient. Let's keep it smooth and get more into a present moment awareness state. Now, that doesn't mean you can't certainly skip ahead to the reading. Of course you can, but let's make sure you're in a present moment awareness state before you do that. So this is a good time to just take some deep breaths. Ask your guardian angels if you can be open to receiving the messages, if they are pertinent to you, and if so, which of the messages are pertinent to you in your situation. And that's a really good way to receive these readings online that are general readings for many people and may not be very pertinent to your exact specific situation. This is the romance energy for the twin flame couple. Let's get it. Let's hope it's good this week. I'm hoping it's good. And we're going to get a message of love for the twin flame couple as well. This will either confirm or slightly change the meaning of the reading for the twin flame romance energy for this week. Come on, let's see, what do we have going on here? Okay, and we're going to get the Hidden Truth Oracle. These are messages from DM, Divine Masculine, to the Divine Feminine for this week, if anything is on their heart that they want to portray, want to tell to their divine feminines, and they're a little afraid to say so. This is kind of taking a sneak peek what's going on. Divine masculines, what's going on in your heart space that you want to tell your divine feminines for this week? What's happening? Okay, we got one. I like to pick two. And there we go. We are going to start with the divine feminines. You know, it's very funny because remember how I explained to you how there was one card that just fell. I don't know if I don't think that it was that card that fell into my lap, but both cards kind of fell out. I'm gonna give it to y'all. We got the Lovers card. Aww. This is just a reminder to heal your heart. Your soulmate, your twin flame is coming. It's happening. It is real. It really is real. I feel like a lot of you who are not in reunion have grown weary to this journey, and you've grown weary to like, when is it gonna happen already? Like, I don't know. But this card, the Lover's card, not only indicates a soul connection, it also indicates healing. So this is a lot about us healing ourselves, your divine masculine healing themselves. We got the Two of Earth with the Finances card right here. So the Two of Earth is oftentimes about making a decision, juggling many things. And of course, finances represent abundance and flow into our lives. When you're doing too many things, when you're trying so hard, and in fact, it's funny, there is the new moon in Capricorn, and Two of Earth is a very Capricorn card as well. And Capricorn has a lot to do with finances, money, right? Abundance, home. And here's the thing. In healing, sometimes we need to take a playful approach. In healing, sometimes we need to just laugh things off. We tend to get very serious when it comes to relationships sometimes. We tend to get serious when we're trying to make things work in our finances and home. And your angels are urging you to take a more playful approach, because if you don't take time to play, for example, it's almost like the wheels keep turning around. It's like you're on the hamster wheel and it seems like you're getting stuff done, but you're really not getting anything done because you're just stuck in this, I'm trying, I'm striving, I'm trying, but I don't seem to be arriving. And staying in the love for yourself, staying in the patience and learning that part of healing and manifestation and abundance in money and love and anything you want to see manifested in your life, part of that is taking a step back and actually playing. Like, you do the hard work, but then you take a step back and you just play a bit. You know, you just play. And I have a feeling with this 2 of Earth energy, which is again a very Capricorn energy, this is very much, you know, a lot of what we are seeing with what we have seen with Capricorn, but especially with this Capricorn new moon, that it seems like a lot harsher. It's like a stern father, as I mentioned. It can be like, I gotta just finish my chores. I gotta keep doing my chores. But you know, you can have fun with your chores. It doesn't have to be such a chore. So I even feel like on this twin flame journey, when you're on the healing piece, it can feel like such a chore. And you need to look at it as something playful at times. At times it's gonna be hard, and at times it's gonna be serious, but at times you need to like really take a step back and go, okay, how can I make this more playful? How can I make this more healthy? Because if you're so serious all the time about it, it's not healthy for you, twin flame divine feminines. So look, it's time for you to get serious, but also do it with mindfulness and playfulness. So that is the message there. Oh boy. So it's funny, I'm going to tell you that I think we got the same angel answer card for divine masculines last week. I think we got the exact same card from the angel answers deck. I mentioned that this week was going to be particularly challenging with this Capricorn new moon, the stern father, right? And this is a big reflection on that in the cards, because Saturn just moved into Aquarius, Jupiter moved into Aquarius, and that's normally like a good sign of things being able to move forward. It's communication, right? I believe there's been a triple conjunction of Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury, which is the planet of communication. So it's interesting that these divine masculines might be hesitating with making a decision to move forward, because they have a very strong move forward energy as well. And I'm going to hold these 2 cards up together to explain to you what this means. So we have the 7 of water, or 7 of cups, with the 6 of spring, or the 6 of wands. So the 7 of water, as we have seen it in the past for divine masculines many times, I believe there was a long streak back in 2019 to early 2020 where I think we saw this card every single week for divine masculines for like 6 or 7 weeks in a row. It was a little crazy. And then we didn't see it most of the year till the end of last year, till the end of 2020. And here we are with this 7 of water energy again, but it's coupled with the 6 of spring, 6 of wands, which is actually a really good energy. So this is about the divine masculines making it an emotional choice, an emotional decision, and moving forward into victory because they have conquered that decision. The thing about the emotions, the emotional piece that they've been caught up in, and have been caught up in. This is not even like, oh, it just happened at the end of 2020. Many of these divine masculines have been caught up in these emotions for years now. And this energy, it looks like with the 6 of wands that the energy is actually turning around. It's a forward moving energy. So 6 of wands, 6 of spring is a victorious forward moving energy. Now it's interesting, we've got 6s on both sides for the Lovers card and the 6 of spring. And what this tells me is that the decision, the emotional decision that has been so hard for divine masculines to make, that they've been like drowning in their sea of emotions about, that decision is being made. That decision is being made so they come through victorious. They come through victorious for their connection with their twin flame. It's finally going to happen. It's finally going to happen that they are coming forward victorious with it. Now, I find it's funny because while they're still caught up in this sea of emotions, we got the card that we got last week for Divine Masculines, be mindful, be mindful. And this is being mindful of your words, Divine Masculines, being mindful of exactly what you say, Divine Masculines. As I mentioned prior, the Divine Masculines with this 7 of Water energy that they had been in for so incredibly long, it came with a lot of like guilt and shame and self-pity over like what they didn't do or what they did do to their Divine Feminines, or what they didn't say or what they did say to their Divine Feminines. And so they were wallowing in this guilt and shame and not necessarily taking responsibility for their emotions either. And when this Be Mindful card has come out 2 weeks in a row for Divine Masculines, what I'm seeing this is them needing to step up to the plate of responsibility for the words that they speak and the things that they say, and not creating excuses for the way they acted, but being mindful of actually speaking truth. And in saying, look, I was a schmuck. I did things this way and I shouldn't have done things this way. And there are 0 excuses for it. And that's being mindful with your words, because it's owning up and taking responsibility for the deep, crazy emotions that you were locked in that prevented you from moving forward emotionally. And it's like the angels are urging them, yes, you are ready to move forward into this victorious energy, but when you speak to your Divine Feminines, it needs to be with the truth. It needs to be with this mindfulness truth. Even though you're still emotional over it, it needs to be truthful. It needs to be necessary. It needs to be kind. No pointing fingers anymore, Divine Masculines. No saying this was a shared responsibility in the way that you, Divine Masculine, chose to deal with the emotions and chose to deal with the situations with the words that you said in the past or you didn't say in the past. That is all on you, Divine Masculine. And I really feel that like the angels, because it came out twice, are really urging them to think this through as they are about to speak to their Divine Feminines. And excuses be gone. Excuses be gone, and just saying, you know, swallowing a little bit of that pride and going, you know what, I messed up, sorry. You know, there's no excuse for what I did, but I totally messed up. I'm ready to move forward now with this 6 of Spring card, right? I'm ready to move forward now. Okay, so interesting, because twin flame couple, we have 2 cards that do indicate the fresh start with communication again. We got the 8 of Fire in the renewal card, the 8 of Fire with the renewal card. 8 of Fire is about things happening very quickly, fireworks sparking everywhere, but also really rapid communication. And it's like fast and furious coming in with the communication. We got the renewal card, which in some decks is the Judgment card, which does indicate, look, I've assessed the situation, and this is for both twin flames, right? This is like, I've assessed the situation and I've deemed this relationship worthy of moving forward fast. I've assessed, I've done my checklists, and I have assessed that it is now time to move forward. And I really like that. And even though I'm seeing, because of this card, maybe a rocky start, it says the situation will improve. The situation will improve because of the things that were not said, because of the things that were not done. It's like it's not going to be as silky smooth start as some twin flames would have hoped for, because it'll be time to kind of just smooth over some of that stuff. And that's really, I mean, super important. I'm going to pull one more card that will validate this romance reading, because again, there is a little bit of incongruency, not a lot, but there's a little bit of incongruency with the romance piece of this. So angels, can you please help me to understand what this message means? Okay. 2 cards fell out. 2 cards fell out to help me understand. And it makes a lot more sense now. Okay. All right. So we have the forgiving and learning card, which made sense, because if I said the situation improved, that there will be a rocky start to this reunion, it's going to be a little bit rocky. For some of you, you have been on this kind of rocky path to reunion. For some of you, it hasn't yet happened. What I got, which I was a little confused about, was unavailable, because it really looks like this person is going to make themselves available to move forward with you. However, I received apology and obstacles with the unavailability. So we got like, be ready to hear an apology, which was something that I really talked about when I spoke about the divine masculines. And there are some obstacles in the path. And for me, that is telling me that is the rocky beginning. That is the rocky beginning. That is the beginning of, there are some things that we super duper need to smooth out, that there's stuff going on in my life right now. We can kickstart this, we can restart this. And I'm sorry for how much I hurt you, but I've got things in my life I'm still trying to iron out. Now this could go for divine feminine or divine masculine, because of course the love portion of the reading is always both parties. So if you're a divine feminine with some obstacles in your path, or there's stuff in your life you're really trying to get ironed out, or if it's the divine masculine, it means that there's going to be forgiveness, there's going to be an apology, you guys are going to learn, you're going to forgive and forget and move forward. But the reason why they were unavailable was a lot of that guilt of not being able to like move forward with an apology, not being able to ask for forgiveness and not repeat the same patterns that they repeated from the past. Yeah, so this week, remember how I said DM was in this energy as this week started, and as it's moving through, we're going to have a more victorious energy where they are going to perhaps come forth with some words. And we got for the divine masculine messages, I'm afraid to contact you, and I don't react when people mention you. And they're trying to stay stoic because of the deep emotions that they have been feeling inside. I don't think that I'm afraid to contact you. I really don't feel that that is going to last this week. I feel it may start off the week like this, but I don't feel that it's going to last, because we've got a couple of communication cards that are really like, something's going to be said. For many of you, something is going to be said. Hold on, let me just pull one more message from DM to just confirm about toward the end of the week for this week, January 11th, 2021. Yeah, so here's the thing. They're conjuring up an explanation. It says, this is divine masculine speaking from the past, the timing just wasn't right for us. And I feel like toward the end of the week, part of the conversation, part of the explanation, part of them taking ownership for their own feelings and what they did and what they didn't do, part of that explanation is like, hey, yeah, I take responsibility for my part. Like, what I did was wrong. I didn't communicate with you properly the way I should have in the past, but at that time, it was just poor timing. I wasn't ready. The timing was not right. I wasn't ready. You weren't ready. I knew you weren't ready. I knew I wasn't ready. It just wasn't the right time. And even though now it seemingly seems like perhaps we're again in this pattern of not ideal timing, I still think we need to move forward. I still think we need to move forward. And I have felt for weeks now that that is exactly, and go back to see my previous readings, my previous weekly readings, probably the last 4 or 5. But I have been feeling very, very strongly that that is something that Spirit has been consistently saying for the last at least 6 weeks. At least 6 weeks, Spirit has been saying to Divine Masculines and the couple, Divine Feminines not so much because they're still like doing their work, they're moving forward with their life. For Divine Masculines and for the couple dynamic, what I've been hearing time and time and time again for the past 6 weeks at least is, you have a lot on your plate. I know you have a lot on your plate. You need to let go and let God, like trusting God. It's the right time for this twin flame couple to move forward. It is the right time, even with all these obstacles on your plate, even with mountains to overcome, even with that, it is still the right time to move forward. I will handle it. I am God. I can handle it. And that is the message from Spirit for you guys. Because when we have the 6 of Spring for Divine Masculines, urging them to move forward, we have this 8 of Fire urging the twin flame couple to move forward, and we have this renewal card, which is about the renewal of the relationship. Those are all messages, and the Lover's card on the Divine Feminine side. Hello. All of that is urging them, saying, even though you have a lot on your plate, even though you're juggling your finances, even though you're caught up in the sea of emotions, it's still time to move forward. It's still time to do this now. Yes, there's a lot of forgiveness. Yes, there's a lot of apologies. Yes, you're going to need to communicate through this, but you still need to move forward. And God, I would just say, please, if you don't believe me, please review the last 6 to 7 weeks of readings. It has been a consistent message of moving forward, time to move forward now. And that's all I have to say, but I don't see it as being a terrible week. I would say if things get heavy for you, Divine Feminines and Divine Masculines, if it gets heavy for you this week in your own head, if it gets heavy for you with the amount of things that you're needing to do, stop and play. Literally, stop and go play. Do something. Go outside and kick a ball around. Go outside and take a walk by the beach. Go outside and play in the snow if you're in a climate that has snow. Take a moment and stop working so hard. Like, stop trying so hard. Take a step back and just enjoy life a little bit. I just want to remind you guys, on Wednesday, please sign up for the webinar below. If you've never taken the Twin Flame Divine Feminine Bootcamp, number 1, I'm doing a free webinar on Wednesday to help tell you about the bootcamp. And there will be like some door prizes and stuff. So you can sign up for that below. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on that bell, scroll it to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for sharing this video with other twin flames. And thank you for supporting my channel. You can buy a book or 2 or 3. You can also pledge your support on Patreon. www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin. And I will see you in the next video.